Okay, good morning, friends, family, and everyone out there watching me. I bring you greetings. I want to give you a quick one. Some of the questions I've been getting in my inbox, and from the last video I did yesterday about authentication and verification and legalization. So, if you have your application fee paid, so try and start with your authentication process so you can finish up on time before you start your visa process. So some of the questions that I've been getting that I feel like I will have to throw more light on it is there is no you have to have it in mind that Portugal is not an English speaking country. The way we have French as our third language in Nigeria, that's the same way they have English as their maybe second or third language, I don't know. So the main language in Portugal is Portuguese. So they are maybe the second language I would say is English for them. So now we have English as first language, then French as the second, or something like that in Nigeria. So you can calculate the number of people that speak French in Nigeria aside common Sava, all those minor ones. That's the same way English is here. But you can see some lecturers that speak good English. So when you are applying for your schools, try and make sure that your courses are being taught in English and Portuguese so that they can help you to follow up. Because if it's purely Portuguese, it might be a little bit difficult for you to follow up. So there is no English test. No school here requires English test for your admission process or your application process. You don't need an English test. Then there is no age limit compared to maybe Canada or so many other countries that will insist that you must be at a certain age. There is no age limit for you to apply for both bachelor's degree or for both or for masters, or once you have your WAEC result and you have your transcript and you have your degree certificate, you're eligible to apply for these courses. So you can bring your family and friends. It's possible. Some friends are asking me if they can bring their families. Yes, you can bring your family and friends, but you have to come in first. You have to come in first, go through the whole process, get your documentations done, get your thumb printing done with their immigration services. Then after 2 or 3 weeks or 4 weeks, you get your resident permit. For those of us that are coming via masters and bachelor's degree. But if you're coming for PhD, you have your working permit, direct working permit. So you might be lucky they give you 2 years, you might be lucky they give you 3 years, depending on the length of your program. So once you have that permit, you can be able to get a job here and save some money. Then you can invite your family through invitation, because you are now a resident holder and you have a job. You can now invite your family, or you go to a board. There is a board here that does family reunification. You go to the government and apply for family reunification. The government will invite your family. Then they will go to Abuja and get their own visa and start coming. Once they arrive here, any status that you have, that is the same status that your family, your children, your wife or your husband will have. So if you're not in good position to come as a husband, you can send your wife. Yes, once your wife arrives here and she gets her resident permit, basically 3 or 4 months you arrive here, you have to go for your thumb printing. So once she gets it, she can now invite you and the kids. So if the husband is also eligible to apply, start coming out. But this country I know na ya, ndị be anyị adịghị many na ya. I don't know ka m sotu n'Igbo ndị ụmụnne. Ndị be anyị adịghị many na ya. Ndị juru ebe a wụ ndị ụta ya wụ English colony. Ndị juru ebe a Portuguese colony. I will make a video on that. Ha dị like 9 countries. Ọ ha juru ebe a. Ndị ojii juru ebe a for real. But ọ gara ahụ ga ahụ onye Igbo ebe a. Ọ onye Nigeria anyị. Ka ndị juru ebe a ndị na-asụ asụsụ obodo ha na n'Africa, ndị ha colonize. So ọ dịzie ka ndị be anyị ajụziri anyị ajụ n'obodo a. So anyị bata ebe a, we can have an English community. Because the way I believe Nigerians, they know how they will feel our vibe. So ọ dịcha ka ha nwa na-asụ Portuguese nwezi obodo kara anyị nwa na-asụ English, while anyị nwa nwere the Nigerian vibe kara ha nwa. So gbagotewenu for the good ones, for the good Nigerians that want to proceed with their education, come. The schools are cheap. There are cheap schools here. Yeah, I will list the list. I will give you the list of schools that are cheap that you can come. When you now come in, you can now apply for our scholarship and all that. Then lastly, I want to make it clear that those of you that followed me through Nwanyoka, in Portugal. Because whenever you're commenting, please try and thank her for me. Also know that you followed me through her, because it's an appreciation, because without her unaga ha monyanwo. So let's work hand in hand. Let's appreciate her, please. It's not an easy something to build trust on someone like me. I appreciate that so much. So I also want to state that if you have started the process by yourself, because a lot of you has been reaching out to me that you started the process by yourselves. I love that zeal. That's the why I started mine about 7-8 months ago. But now I'm here. Okay. So then I was going through YouTube.